Hey there, how's everyone doing this weekend? It's good to see everybody in the chat. We got Dark Dude, we have They Hate Me. I hope they don't all hate you. F. Davis, Danny Boy, Miss Barton, thanks for jumping in. We're gonna talk about Capital One's harsh new policy limiting you from getting approved for their cards and what it's gonna do to limit you with the sign-up bonus as well. So that's going to be big. And then also we're going to talk about the nerfs that are going to happen to the Amex Platinum card. Amex Platinum card seems to, have gotten a little bit worse. Some people say a lot worse. So we're going to talk about that. And let's get into the news. All right, so first, let's talk about the Apple Card. I know a ton of you guys have the Apple Card, right? Apple Card is, we're going to talk about how Apple Card is the best co-branded card with no annual fee. And so Apple Card has been recognized as the top co-branded credit card for customer satisfaction without an annual fee by JD Power. Listen, guys, I've been beating the same drum for so long about the Apple Card because so many people have demonized, vilified the Apple Card. It's so weird because in the credit card community, there's this I don't want to proclivity that they want to pit the Apple Card against these premium top tier cards, and it's just not the case. It is a more of an entry level starter card, and if you look at it that way, it really is competitive. It's pretty good. And so a distinction it's earned for the third year in a row. The card, issued in partnership with Goldman Sachs, was lauded for its customer-friendly features and services. Jennifer Bailey, Apple's VP of Apple Pay and Apple Wallet, expressed pride in the recognition, highlighting Apple Card's dedication to supporting users' financial well-being. Listen, they don't care about your financial well-being. They care about lining their own pockets and their financial well-being. I talked about that in the newsletter this week a little bit. And guys, if you want access to some of my video material early, like weeks early on, make sure you go ahead and sign up for the newsletter. Also, you're going to get 12 free credit limit increase strategies, things that I've learned over the course of a few years, and just to help you increase those limits. That's in a pinned comment linked in this stream. Definitely sign up for that. So since its launch back in 2019, Apple Card has aimed for simplicity and improved financial health for users. It offers cashback rewards, including 2% on Apple Pay transactions and 3% at select merchants. The card has also introduced additional features like savings accounts and advanced fraud protection over the years. What do you think about the Apple Card's latest accolade? So I think that for the mainstream user of the Apple Card, it's been very competitive. It's been so many people are interested in this card. Just on if you're talking about pop culture, popular usage, they have such a reach. Basically, anybody with an iPhone, which is most people in America now, are interested at least a little bit in this card. Because guess what? It already is attached and well integrated with Apple Pay, which instantly comes preloaded onto your iPhone. It works with Apple Wallet. And then now they launched the savings account, which is giving you a nice interest rate. So people are really interested in the card. Even people that you would think aren't even in the credit cards, they're like, ooh, I can get, listen, it's a new card that works, that has the same name as my phone. I love my phone. And then also it's got this new tap and pay interface, and you're gonna get a metal card along with that. And you only need a 600 FICO score. That lets everybody in the door, and that makes the regular people out there very excited about it. But I think we see that, even though the Apple Card gets a lot of flack here in our community, it's actually working out pretty well for the general public. They're having a good time with it. You know, the user interface is not, I talk about the user interface all the time. They have no problem using Apple Pay, and they're still getting 2% cash back on a daily basis using Apple Pay. And guess what? That's available in most places now. Next, using a credit card at these restaurants, it'll cost you. So restaurants are known to have very small profit margins, about 3 to 5%. Inflation has made it difficult for restaurants to manage their costs though. And they can risk losing customers if they raise prices. Mr. Kennedy said the association has found that credit card fees are the third highest expense for restaurants behind food and labor. Wow, that's insane. Guys, does anybody here run a restaurant? Let me know, is that true for you? If you run a restaurant, no matter how small or large, let me know, is it that high, these fees? So it says owners have also lost the ability to negotiate their rates with credit card companies, he said, because Visa and MasterCard control about 80% of the market and fees continue to increase. So, you know, it's a gift and a curse, right? I talked about this in my recent newsletter post, is that we all support the cost of using credit cards, even people that pay with debit, even people that pay with cash, because guess what? The prices of services and goods are elevated by the merchants to pay these fees. So these prices go up for just about everybody. You're rarely going to come across a case where you're going to get a discount for paying with cash. Maybe if you're in New York. When I was in New York, I saw this more often, but it was still a small percentage of the time. So it benefits you to always use a credit card, because at least you're paying, even though you're paying the elevated price, you're still going to be earning points, cash back, and miles. You know what I mean? And the flip side for the merchant, if you're a merchant, you're going to see an increase in sales. You're going to see people like to pay more because there's a detachment from your money when you have that 30, 50-day float by using a credit card. So when that money doesn't immediately come out of your account, people don't feel that pain of spending the money. They're going to spend more. On average, they're going to spend about 20% more using a credit card. Now, you guys, I know you guys are really good with your money, okay? Because we pay attention. I know, listen, most of you guys told me that you actually are looking at your bank account on a daily basis. Let me know if you're on a daily, if you look at your bank account on a daily basis, put a D in the chat right now. If you're on a daily basis, because I know I'm looking at my account probably at least 3 times a day. Every time I eat, maybe I'm looking at in the morning, in the afternoon, and in the evening. I'm looking at my account like, okay, let me see what's going on here. You know what I mean? Let's see what's getting it. What popped in there. You just gotta listen. If you gotta track your money, you have to look at it, and you have to be very well. You have to be intentional, and you got to look at it all the time. So, yeah, these costs. The thing is, the restaurants, these merchants, it's working out well for them, because even though they have to pay 3% per transaction, they are getting their customers to pay for larger bills. So they're, instead of spending $30, they're spending $50. Spend $100, they're spending $120. So it's working out pretty well for them, but they still got some complaints. Next, Amazon expands flex payment options for Amazon Pay. And Amazon is giving a wider range of credit card holders access to use flex payments with Amazon Pay. The e-tail giant, I love that e-tail giant, never heard that before. So announced that Prime Visa and Amazon Visa card members can now pay with equal monthly payment options when using the Amazon Pay solution during checkout at tens of thousands of participating online retail sites, including Lenovo, Tennis Express, and Authentic Watches. I haven't heard of those last two. Lenovo, I know, is a computer maker. They make a lot of laptops too. This is the first time these can use equal monthly payments beyond Amazon.com and the Amazon mobile app. Card members can pay 0% annual percentage rate on 6 and 12 month equal monthly payment plans, or on purchases of $50 or more. For retailers, no additional fee or integration is required in order to offer this payment option to consumers. Listen, I want to say that for right now, this is what we see companies do this time and time again. They offer something to either the public or to other businesses as an entry level price, and then after a couple years, they raise it up. They actually tack on a fee. So they're just trying to get market share. That's a really commonly used tactic. Now, one thing that's attached to that 0% percentage rate for 6 to 12 months usually is going to have deferred interest. I talked about that. And a lot of these are some secrets that credit card companies like to hide for consumers in the fine print. Deferred interest, they're going to basically let it seem like they have your best interest at heart. And they're going to give you that 0% interest loan for a lengthy period of time. But if you don't pay it all off if you don't pay that principal off by the end of the loan, they're going to charge what they call deferred interest, and all that interest that they would have gotten initially is going to get charged and complete on the back end. So this is how they get you. They want to rock you to sleep. Hey, it's okay. We care about you. We were concerned about your financial well-being. We want you to be educated on, how much money you have. And then once you get into that trap, you forget about it, just like the subscription services. You forget about it. You forget that it's there. And then it just like that, it bites you and there's no way out. So, but this is interesting what Amazon is doing, because they want to be another payment option, just like Klarna, just like all the other buy now, pay later services. And the more that they can expand, they're basically trying to encroach on their market on buy now, pay later. And listen, these buy now, pay later, so they got to be shaken right now, because you got Apple trying to do the same thing. You got Amazon doing the same thing. And I'm eager to see how this is going to end up. I could probably see Amazon winning quite a bit, because we all, like, hundreds of millions of people are using Amazon already. We're very familiar with Amazon Pay as it stands. So they look to be in good shape. So the parent debt trap, parents' credit card balances 26% higher than average. So that having children is costly may not be surprising, but the extent to which parents with children depend on credit cards is. While parents with children at home are only slightly more likely than the average consumer to carry credit card balances, these parents tend to carry significantly higher balances. The credit card balances of consumers with children are as much as 26% higher than that carried by the average consumer. Listen, it's just another person to buy for, right? You got toys. Listen, I just had a child, and you have so much that comes along with their development. The clothes sizes keep on changing. You got to buy toys that are corresponding to the right age group that they're in. You got classes. So there's a lot that can go in to paying for a child. So definitely makes sense there. And then thank you, Santos. You said because baby food and baby supplies are very expensive. Listen, Santos, you know how much this can go, right? How high this can go. It can be like, for the baby food, there was a shortage on baby food. And the prices increased by what, 20%? Then the Pampers and everything, that's a whole nother story. Next, cash poor Americans are paying $25 billion in hidden junk fees each year. So designed for those with lower income and poor credit ratings, the research showed that subprime credit cards account for $11.5 billion in additional fees each year. So subprime just means that these, basically below 600 or, below 650, that's going to be a subprime credit card holder with a FICO score in the lower end. All right. These fees encompass the annual percentage rate plus subscription fees, late fees, fast payment processing fees, application fees. Man, there's a lot of fees, right? Jesus. Monthly maintenance fees and new card fees and ATM fees. Following subprime credit cards, payday loans ranked in this study as the second most costly option, roughly $6 billion in additional fees annually. Fintech solutions like earned wage access and peer-to-peer lending amounted to $1.3 billion in annual fees. So, these junk fees, I know that Congress and the Senate, they wanted to limit these fees. And I think they wanted to reduce late payment fees down to $8, which is, it's something, right? Listen, you can always avoid paying interest if you pay your statement balance off in full each month. And then for annual fee cards, the way to get around that is to make sure, be intentional about what card you're signing up for, and only using cards that you can immediately, that really mesh well with your natural spending habits. You have to make sure that that card. So, for example, the Platinum card, maybe it's going to be good for you. They call it the coupon card because it has so many different associated like subscriptions and merchants that they basically work with, that they offer discounts to you for. And so if you are an avid Saks Fifth, I think they have a Saks Fifth bonus for you on a monthly or yearly basis, then that might be good for you. So you have to be very intentional about the cards you're using that have an annual fee, so that you know you're going to be able to get that value out of the card and pay for that fee. And guys, listen, go ahead and hit the like button. If you haven't yet, just remember, hit the like button on this live stream. You want to see another one next week on Sunday at 7 p.m. Hit the like button. Next, this is a story. This is a sad story, by the way. Danny, you can relate to this, okay? And make sure you leave a comment below, Danny, because this happened to you. He said, Synchrony shut me down. So this is what happened. I was doing some routine budget tasks this morning, and when I logged into the Synchrony manager, I saw that all 4 of the trade lines attached there, which were Amazon, Care Credit, Lowe's, and Score Rewards, were showing $0 in credit available. $0. Can you imagine that? If you had 4 cards that you had thousands of dollars in available credit, and then you logged in and it was just zeroed out. This is what happened to this man. Now, he said he clicked on each account, and sure enough, the banner at the top now says account closed. They shut him down. All accounts, well, most of these accounts were closed. Panicking a little, I checked my other 2 Synchrony cards. PayPal, MasterCard is also closed, but Venmo, Visa is still open for now. Without getting into too much detail, I've had higher than usual account balances this year across my credit profile. And so while it was certainly an unpleasant surprise at the moment, I found out it's not a huge mystery to me as to why it happened. It is what it is. And now I'm focused on the what now. Okay, so he's taking this in stride. I mean, listen, he's taking it better than a lot of people would, I'm sure. Accounts Synchrony closed today. Total credit limit lost $38,000. So he lost almost $40,000 in available credit overnight. Essentially overnight, while he was sleeping, he woke up one morning and he lost $40K in available credit. Imagine what that can do to the harm that it can do to your utilization rate, especially for him, because he's running a higher balance. So basically, it's like kicking a man while he's down, because he's already trying to pay this balance off, and now his utilization is wrecked. So his score is going to drop like a rock. So it's a tough time overall. So he said, aside from PayPal, all of these were 2 to 2.5 years old. Amazon store card had a $2,300 balance, $5,000 credit limit, which is now zeroed out. Most of this was in promo balances, though some are of the equal payments of 6-month variety that I found really jack up the minimum payments. So Care Credit, which I believe is their healthcare card, which I don't understand why it even exists at this point, had a $2,100 balance and a $12,000 credit limit, now zeroed out. All vet bills, wow. And he was a veteran. My goodness, he was a veteran. You got to give you got to give him a chance. Give him a second chance. All on 0% promos. Just paid a $900 vet dental bill for one of my dogs this week with it. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. He's veterinary. I'm sorry. I thought he was a United States veteran. Okay, so he had his dog was sick, so veterinarian bills. All right, she's doing great, at least, smiley face. And then, but this one hurts the most since we use it all the time for the fur kids. Listen, this is going so far with fur babies, fur kids, like these dogs for people. I mean, is this a millennial thing? Is this a Gen Z thing where animals have become like kids for them? Has this gone too far? Has this gone too far? It might have. All right, so he had a $1,860 balance and a $6,000 credit limit on his PayPal, MasterCard. Now that's not closed. And he opened that just in January, so that's super recent. This balance was about double, but I just made a large payment to it. And yeah, so listen, he has a lot of information here, but the gist is that he was running a higher balance. And with that high balance, Synchrony Bank is going to see you as more of a risk. And especially during economic times where there's a little bit of a downturn, obviously they're going to use all their internal, analytics on you and everybody as a whole. They're going to be trying to limit their risk exposure to, how much credit they're lending to certain people. And so when you're running a higher balance, you become more risky to the credit card issuer. And so kind of banks like Synchrony are well known for shutting you down. They are very well known for doing this to people. So you definitely want to be mindful of that with specific issuers. I know Community Bank is known for this as well. I know I've heard FNBO, the First National Bank of Omaha, is known for shutting people down. So even though you have that available limit, and they will give you high limits. Listen, I got $20,000 limits on a few of my Synchrony Bank issued cards. But if you get anywhere near that limit for an extended period of time or on multiple cards, they are likely to do this to you. And they can also, instead of shutting you down, they could just decrease your limit drastically. They can take you all the way up from a $20K limit down to a $1,000 limit sometimes. So you definitely want to be mindful of that. And OW said, what's up, OW said, yes, Cal, it has gone too far. People treat pets way better than human beings. Man, that happens so often, man. People just melt when they see like a dog, but then when they see, a man or especially a man on the street, my goodness, they're gonna have their guard up, and they are not gonna help another person out. All right, so CFPB are the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. The chief of that is Chopra, teases new rules for data brokers at White House roundtable. So the CFPB director, Chopra, in remarks delivered Tuesday to a roundtable at the White House and Office of Science and Technology Policy, said the potential rules are being developed as part of an all-of-government effort to tackle the risks associated with AI, or artificial intelligence. The rulemaking is intended to ensure that modern-day digital data brokers are not misusing or abusing our sensitive data. Chopra said that the CFPB will consider defining data brokers that sell certain types of information as consumer reporting agencies. The data under consideration includes a consumer's payment history, income, and criminal records. Classifying data brokers as consumer reporting agencies would trigger requirements for ensuring accuracy and handling disputes of inaccurate information, as well as prohibit misuse, he said. So, listen, this is good. Like, it seems like every single week I see the CFPB in action, in different companies' faces, levying fines and giving out orders and really trying to, limit the, any sort of misdeeds that are happening in the financial industry. But this is probably good because listen, right now, artificial intelligence is in its infancy right now, and it's able to, kind of be everywhere at once. And so it can crunch so much data right now that it can really get out of control. This is probably good to preemptively, take some measures here. Next, Capital One clarifies application restrictions, and they add a 48-month rule for personal cards. So previously, a number of Capital One personal cards had the following language: the bonus may not be available for existing or previous account holders. And so the vagueness around whether you could be approved for a new Capital One personal card has been clarified. Now you won't get the card if you have received a bonus on that same card in the past 4 years. The updated language simply provides clarity and aligns Capital One's policy with Chase's 48-month rule for the Chase Sapphire Reserve and the Chase Sapphire Preferred card, as well as Citi's 48-month rule on most of its thank you points earning and co-branded cards. So this is the credit card companies seem to, they want to follow each other with these rules. And this was kind of an unspoken thing. Maybe this was on a case by case basis, applied. Maybe they let some people through, but now this is being stated as an absolute fact that if you sign up for the Quicksilver card, for example, and get that $200 sign up bonus, then maybe you product change into the Venture X like I did, and then maybe a year later you want to sign up for an additional Quicksilver card. You're not going to be able to get approved for that card because guess what? You already had it. It was a year ago, and they don't want you being able to churn and get additional sign-up bonuses at their expense. Credit card companies are spending so much up front to try to get customers, and it's like a long-term play. They try to calculate what is the lifetime value of a customer, and they're going to put hundreds and hundreds of dollars, maybe even $1,000+ up front as an investment to try to get a customer in the door so they can reap those interest and all those junk fees later on. And if too many customers decide they want to churn and they want to get repeated sign-up bonuses, then that's going to, cause a hit to their bottom line. That's going to reduce their profits, and they definitely don't want that. They don't want that. So, Capital One, man. One thing I do want to say about the sign-up bonus is that don't do what I did because I feel like I could have waited. I regret it a little bit doing the product change to the Venture X because when you do a product change, you miss out on the sign-up bonus. That's one of the things that you miss out on. And so that $750 in value for travel, I completely missed out on that. The only thing that I was able to do was ensure that I got the card. So, these sign-up bonuses are a big part of the initial value that you're going to get from a credit card, and they pay off for years to come. So it's definitely something you want to keep in mind. Next, Credit Sesame launches credit building debit card. So Credit Sesame has unveiled a new product that aims to help individuals build and enhance their credit scores through their everyday debit purchases. The new Credit Sesame Credit Builder is a MasterCard debit card designed to eliminate obstacles for those with limited credit history and equip them with the tools to establish a positive payment history. Unlike traditional secure credit cards, Sesame Credit Builder does not necessitate a credit check and initial security deposit or any interest charges. Users can simply make purchases or pay bills with their debit card and earn the credit that makes it easier for individuals, particularly those with low or limited credit history, to develop a stronger credit score. So the thing is, here's the thing. I've seen this a lot. There's so many credit builders out there, and I would say that they do serve their purpose. I've seen comments, I've seen reviews, and reports from different people using them that these credit builders do help because a FICO score high achiever has on average 5 installment accounts and 6 revolving accounts, so credit cards, so bank issued credit cards on their report. And I always like to say you want to follow and emulate and copy success. So whenever you see somebody where you want to be, then that's the person that you want to replicate. That works so much, 99% of the time, that's exactly what you want to do. So notable things about this credit builder so far, we don't have all the details here, but good things about these fintech credit builders is that they don't need a security deposit. So traditional secure cards would need like at least a $200 security deposit. And, maybe you don't have that. Maybe things are so tight for you, you can't come up with $200 that you can just give away for a, undisclosed period of time. And then also it doesn't do a credit check. So if you have particularly bad credit and it's super low, maybe you had a recent bankruptcy or you're just that undesirable, it's possible that a secure card wouldn't even approve you. And that's a lot of people have that problem. And so these fintech credit builders allow people in that situation to still have access to a credit building solution. Now, what I see here is that they don't talk about a monthly or annual fee. I'm using just some history and, my experience is that they're going to have some sort of annual fee here. for this credit product. One other builder that doesn't have one is the Chime secured card that does not. But on the flip side of that is they require you to direct deposit money into their checking account, and so they earn money through your deposits and having access to the money on that side. That's how they earn money. So they don't require you. But that's the only other credit builder that I know of that is actually free. And Santos, you said you had that, or you had Credit Sesame? You said I had that service. I canceled it because they want you to tie up a lot of money to the credit builder. It's a money eater. Are you talking about Chime? Yeah, listen, Chime, I haven't heard too many bad things about Chime. A lot of people sign up for. That was one of the first credit builders that I actually came across, and the only thing I know is that they basically want you to sign up for their checking and savings account, and then you can move money from there over to the credit builder card and use it as basically a debit card. Okay, you're talking about Sesame? Okay. Yeah, so yeah, I want to get more familiar with Credit Sesame just to see what they're doing over there, but that's something new that they're unveiling. And ouch, Amex is making some ugly changes to the Platinum card. So we're going to spend some time on this. Guys, if you got the Platinum card, leave a P in the comment section. If you have a Platinum card, leave a P in the comment section. All right, for Platinum. American Express is making some substantial changes to the Platinum card from American Express, making it harder to earn a big welcome bonus and more expensive to share perks like lounge access or instant hotel status with loved ones. The bank quietly tweaked the terms and conditions for its flagship travel card overnight. For years, I want to highlight overnight, by the way, because this is another secret that banks don't want you to know. And I covered this on my newsletter this past week. And you can sign up as a pinned comment to sign up for that. Now, they can change these terms just at the drop of a hat. They don't have to. A lot of these terms, they can just change up on you and not notify you. They don't have to send you a letter. They just send you an email, say, hey, boom, this is what we're doing now. So take it or leave it. And it's up to you to see if you want to keep the card. Now, there's some more significant changes that they make, like interest. If they change the APR, or if they're going to change the annual fee, the main annual fee, then they have to give you 45 days notice for most of those. All right. The bank quietly tweaked the terms, conditions overnight. For years, new Platinum card holders have earned a welcome bonus, be it 80,000 points for a whopping 150,000 point bonus after spending $6,000 within the first 6 months. It now will require spending $8,000 within that same time frame. Adding authorized users to your Platinum card is getting drastically more expensive. Instead of adding up to 3 users for a total of $175, they'll now cost $195. So basically $200 per authorized user. I mean, that's a huge difference, right? I mean, it's not a big of a change if you have, if you have just one authorized user, it's just a $20 increase. But imagine if you had 3, you're going from paying $175 to, what is that, $600 for 3 authorized users? I mean, how big is that? That's a big change. And there's more changes. We're not even done yet. There's more changes. And They Hate Me said, They Hate Me. You got the Platinum card? How do you like the Platinum card? Let me know in the comments. How do you like it? I feel like it's talked about a lot, but a lot of people don't have the Platinum. They actually have the Gold card. And right at the line, you said, don't forget to hit the like button. Yes, hit the like button if you want to see more streams like this next Sunday. We're coming back. But there's more going on with this these Amex changes. So not only is the fee changing for authorized users, but the free version of the AU formerly Gold card has changed its image and is now called a companion card. The sign-up bonus spend requirement, which we talked about, is going from $6,000 in spend to $8,000. So like, a $2,000 increase. There's whole forum posts about How do you qualify? How do you actually meet that spending requirement? Because a lot of people aren't spending that much money. So this could actually stop a considerable amount of people from actually attaining the sign up bonus. Imagine sign up for the car intending to get the sign up bonus and it's really nice and then completely missing it. And now you just have a hard credit pull in a car that maybe doesn't suit you well. That's tough. The lifetime language clause now includes the Charles Schwab and Morgan Stanley iterations. This appears to mean that you can no longer triple dip platinum sign-up bonuses. So this means that, you know, you can't sign up for these different versions of the platinum card and get that additional sign-up bonus. So that's a big deal if you're into churning. And then Audible will no longer be part of the entertainment credit as of October 2nd. The Wall Street Journal will replace it. So if you're interested in reading the Wall Street Journal, personally, I'm not. I mean, that's why I don't have the platinum card. You know, I'll get the information from secondary sources, but Audible, I think a lot of people would think that's a better service to have because you get access to so many, all these different books and you can listen to them when you're exercising, when you're on a walk or something, on a drive. And then finally, not for platinum specific, but Amex text alerts are being entirely discontinued. So if you're into getting those alerts on your phone via text message, that's going away as well. So they just kind of did like a little sweep on the platinum card, and they said, listen, we're gonna nerf this real quick. Hold that. We don't care. You know what I mean? Do you think is this gonna discourage you from signing up for that platinum card, or is this gonna encourage you to actually cancel the platinum card or downgrade the platinum card? What do you think? DJ Bruce Wayne. Oh, sorry, this is not DJ. Okay. I'll get to your comment in a sec. They Hate Me says, it is not for everyone. If you do not travel frequently, you may want to look at other options. Listen, that's a good point. That's a good point. You may want to look at other options because, you know, I feel like so many people kind of get swept up in the excitement of like copying somebody else that has the same card, and they, you know, it's kind of like the prestige. It's got some prestige attached to it. We see it in movies. You know, we see high rollers have the card. It's metal. It looks cool, and that encourages people to sign up. I feel like a lot of people also have kind of they're a little bit delusional about how much they actually travel, or they may not understand that they're not really travelers. I feel, you know, a small percentage of people, a smaller percentage of people in the US actually have a passport. And most people are, you know, if they travel, they're going for 2 days, you know, see family in another city, you know, next door. So it's not going to be for most, you know, for many people out here. So I think that's very accurate. I've heard somebody say, and listen, you can tell me I'm wrong. You know, I'm team cashback over here. Okay. I'm very open about that. And I've seen somebody say this really shortly, and that is that travel focused cards are typically for people who are traveling abroad at least once a year. Most of these travel focused cards, reserve card, you could even say, you know, I might even throw the preferred card in there. I know a lot of people can, you know, you can find a way to use it domestically, but, you know, I think for a lot of people, these travel focused cards are not for them. You need to be actually doing some real traveling out there to get the value out of that. DJ Bruce Wayne, you said if you travel and receive employee perks, it's a great card. If you do not travel, stay away. Yeah, that's great. You know, I really like when you just cover so much ground in that really short statement. If you're an employee and you have to use the card to travel for work, you know, maybe twice a month. So maybe you get 20, at least minimum 24 trips out of it in a year. Then yeah, it's gonna end up being you're gonna rack up a lot of rewards points with that card, and it's gonna end up being very valuable to you. But if you're just planning one trip a year to Disney World, you know, there's probably a better option for you. I would say that, for most people, I like the Capital One bifecta. You can call me a Capital One stan, but I personally don't exclusively use those two cards, the Saver One and the Capital One Venture X. But I, you know, as time goes on, I think that might be the best option for many people because it's much simpler. You only have to think about using one card for travel and general spend, which is the Venture X card, and then you use the Capital One Saver One card for dining out, delivery, groceries, and entertainment. And there you go, two cards set up, covering everything, and you're earning a good amount. And then you can even transfer the rewards from the cash rewards from the Saver One to the and use them for travel with the Venture X alongside that. Yeah, this is another great comment. Thanks for adding. Financial Facts Now says, I think the majority of travel focused cars are for those who are consultants or those who travel for work. Listen, I tend to agree with that. You're constantly on the road. You're going to conferences. You're going to trade shows, right? You're meeting up with clients. You're trying to do acquisitions and mergers. Like you're trying to negotiate deals, but you have to go across the country. Yeah, if you're swiping the card, yeah, you're going to earn a lot of points and you're probably going to be able to pay for multiple trips, throughout the year with the card. But if you're not doing that as much, then just take a step back. You can still have fun in the credit card game. You can still have a really nice journey. This is not talked about enough. It might be a whole video here that you can still have a good credit card journey, just accruing more cards with different bonus categories that earn, 3, 4, 5% cash back. And then you have, metal cards. You can take pride in having, some nice metal cards, no annual fee cards. You can get higher credit limits, which is going to improve your credit utilization. You're going to have it in the back pocket if you want to use it to as a stepping stone to get business credit. It's nice to have the higher available limit, and you can still take joy and get really good, a really good. You're going to get really good exposure to different institutions, fintechs, credit unions, regional banks, and commercial banks, the big four. And that's going to help you diversify and insulate yourself against any one issuer shutting you down. So, you can still have a fun journey in the credit card space, even if you don't use travel cards. You can still have a good time. Oh, Chad's Money Minutes. Well, Chad, another creator. Thanks for stopping through. Definitely, guys, check out Chad's channel, the Money Minutes channel. Chad says, I'm a long time consultant and frequent traveler, and I have no beef with the new Platinum changes. Okay, you have no beef, man. You got to make a reaction video or something. You have to let us know why those changes don't affect you and why maybe it's not a big deal. Maybe people are like me. Maybe people like me are, overblowing and just making a bigger deal out of it when it's not really going to be that bad of a deal for most people. So definitely I want to hear more about that. I found that Amex is more of a card, or not a card, but Amex is a credit card issuer that I found a lot more value in when I went to the business side. I started using the Amex Amazon card and the Amex Blue Cash card. I believe I got that right. Yeah, Amex has the longer names associated, so I'm still familiarizing myself with their lineup. But on the business side, they offer a lot for me. I like the features along with the business cards, and it just make more sense. And they, unlike Capital One, their cards don't report to the personal credit bureaus. So definitely like that. All right, Trav said that, I just want to highlight Trav here. What's up, Trav? You said that because of your channel, I was able to get the Ventrex card. Thank you, and keep up the good work. Well, listen, Trav, thanks for even just watching, my videos, man. I appreciate you stopping by and telling me that. And congrats on getting approved for the Ventrex. And guys, if you don't know, the Ventrex card, I have links, I guess, on my website to the Ventrex, but that has a minimum starting limit of $10,000 because it's a Visa Infinite card. And I've come across so many people, even at a coworker, a previous coworker, that has a $30,000 limit, and he's not, typically a credit card issuer is going to approve you for around 10% of your annual gross income. But they're known for giving out some pretty high limits on the Ventrex card. So people don't get bucketed on the Ventrex card. That's their premium flagship card, and their limits go pretty high with that. And it's just you could use the Ventrex as your all-around card. That's why I'm so excited about the Ventrex, because it's a good general spend card. You're getting 2x miles on every single purchase, and you're getting those elevated bonus categories in flights, hotels, and rental cars. So you can really get the best of both worlds. You can just use it as your everything card, and you know that you're getting, as long as you use it for at least one trip a year that's over $400, the card is paying you $5 a year just to hold it. So it's easy to use the rewards from that card. And people have found that the Capital One Travel Portal is run by Hopper. I just used it to pay for some tickets for my son to fly back and forth from North Carolina to Florida, and the prices were exactly the same for I believe he flew American Airlines, and the prices were exactly the same from the Capital One Travel Portal to the American Airlines website. So had no problem there. All right, we have Navy. If we got some Navy Federal fans here, if you have a Navy Federal card, just put Navy in the chat. Let me know how many people rock with the Navy here, with Navy Fed, because I know that's a super popular credit union. Over Average Fist says 180 days from my last credit limit increase. My new Navy Federal is tomorrow. Gonna wait about 183 days to 185 days before requesting, hoping for another 8K. So yeah, listen, that's a really good information there, because Navy Federal is known for giving you a maximum of an $8,000 credit limit increase, and that's really class leading. You're not gonna get that's pretty much a standard. And it's known as the House of High Limits. Definitely a good credit union. I come across so many people that it's so funny, that aren't actually. There's a lot of people in Navy Federal, I got to be honest, that aren't even affiliated with the military or anything like the Department of Defense, and they still get in. Now, I'm not telling you that you can get in, but I'm seeing a lot of people out here that have no affiliation. I'm like, wait a minute, you got a Navy Fed card? Like, why am I like, if you got it, I should be in a member as well. You know what I mean? Yeah, we got a lot of people. We got F. Davis, Sojas, Over Average Fish, Nino in the Navy Fed. What's up, Nino? You said they hate me as a Navy Fed. Barbara Brinson, what's up, Barbara? So many people are a part of the Navy Federal family here. And Rose Allure says that if you have a good spending trend, you may get an $8,000 increase. Yeah, Navy Federal is just establishing a relationship with them has shown to be very fulfilling. A lot of people get so much out of their relationship with Navy Federal, and they have a lot of products available to you as well. You can get home loans, auto loans. They have great rates. Credit unions have really good interest rates. So if you do have to, carry a balance in a pinch, then it's going to be less expensive. They give extremely high limits. You can get personal lines of credit. I mean, it really runs the spectrum. Oh, right of the line. Oh, right of the line is coming straight. No, I'm sitting straighter now. You said, wasn't there a news article recently where Navy Federal was purging members that were not affiliated? Listen, I heard that. I did hear about that. I personally don't know anybody that was affected by that, but that is something to keep your eye on. Like if you got in the Navy Federal and you bought your way in, or you know that you got in and they were selling access to Navy Federal, it was not legit, then you gotta be prepared. Be prepared to be purged, I would say. Sin 96 has a huge limit here. You said Navy Federal $80,000 max in 18 months, starting with a $1,000 limit. Wow. $80,000. Is that what you got? That's amazing, Sin. Nice job on that. 80K. That's more than the average household income for America. I believe. I think it's like $75,000 is the average or median income, something like that. 80K is above that. So that's just sensational. And Nelly77, what's up, man? You said Navy Federal. You got 3 Navy Federal cards: the Flagship, American Express, and the Cash Rewards. Okay. So the Amex, I believe, is the More Rewards card. That's the one you're referring to. That's cool. Yeah, I think the max that you can have with Navy Federal is 3 cards. So you're maxed out. So now then you can just work on raising your limits as high as it can go. So guys, definitely hit the pin comment on the stream. Sign up for the newsletter. I send them out weekly. Going to go in deep dives in different areas of the credit card industry and news updates. Definitely check that out. And I will be back next Sunday at 7 p.m. like usual. Hit the like button. And guys, have a great week.